Greetings, my dear relatives. I am once again very happy and very honored to be here with you for the fourth annual Nursing Awards of Excellence. And as I've been contemplating this event, wishing we were all in person, I just think about nurses in general. And while some of you that have just shone in this past year will be acknowledged, I also want to acknowledge all of you for the honorable work you have chosen to do. I have a great love for nurses, which I say every time, because of the care I have received at the hands of loving and caring and skilled nurses. So I hold my hands up and honor each and every one of you that is on this Zoom call today. And as is my way, I'm going to offer an opening prayer. Please join me in whatever way is right for you. Follow your own prayerful way or just hold a good intention. Okay, let's see. Grandmothers and grandfathers, great spirit, great mystery of life and good creator of all things in this universe where we are. We thank you that in this moment, we are enjoying the great, mysterious, amazing gift of life. Help us to take time each and every day to notice our breath, the gift that comes to us from the rooted nations, our life, and to be grateful. Because in the instant that breath would be taken from us, we would be panicked and strive to get it back. So help us to just notice we are receiving clean air and give great thanks for the air that we breathe that gives us life. For all the water that's fallen around us and the damage that's been caused by that water rushing, help us to remember to be grateful for clean water and clean water that comes to us in a easy, balanced way. Help us to notice our own conduct and the contribution that we make to this Mother Earth and all of creation going out of balance, and help us to bring that balance back in a good way. We give thanks. The grandfather's son came again. We have light. Help us to use the light to see where we are, to see how we are conducting ourselves, to see where we're going. Help us to use the light to notice wherever we look, we're looking at a relative. And remember how to treat our relatives in a good way. Every one of our relatives, the four-legged relatives that we have, the water, the relatives that live in the water, those that fly, those that crawl in and on the earth, all the rooted nations and all the mineral nations, as well as our two-legged relatives. When we see anyone, any being, help us to greet that relative in a good way and to treat our relatives in a good way. We give thanks for this Mother Earth, that she fed us today and clothed us and sheltered us. And also for the reminders in the past little while that when she's gentle with us, we should be grateful, very grateful. I ask for a good blessing on each heartbeat here in this circle, and to give honor to each and every one that is being given an award this evening. I give thanks that we're here in the nation's territory of the Tsleil-Waututh, the Musqueam, and the Squamish Nation. And I give on many nations, wherever people are on this Zoom business. All of the nations, the First Nations, we give thanks that we can live and conduct our lives and our ceremonies here in their traditional territories, unceded territories. So we ask for a beautiful sharing in this ceremony of honoring. Bless each heartbeat here and help each one of us to walk in our lives with love in our hearts for all things in creation. Help us to walk with honor, to conduct ourselves in an honorable way, whatever we do. Help us to show respect for ourselves and one another and all things in creation. And we pray as well for deep compassion for all those that need it, including ourselves. Masi Cho, all my relations. Masi. Okay, my dear relatives, I'm kind of long-winded, but I hope you have a very beautiful ceremony. Masi, thank you.
Good evening. Welcome and thank you to the wonderful Aline Laflamme, Métis Elder, for another beautiful welcome. Those of you who have been to our events before know that we're privileged to have a special relationship with the wonderful Aline. We're grateful to her for bringing these greetings and her wisdom to us on a regular basis. I also want to acknowledge that the NNPBC offices are located on the traditional and unceded territories of the Musqueam, the Tsleil-Waututh, and the Syilx nations, and that tonight we're located on the Squamish, Musqueam, and Tsleil-Waututh nations. NNPBC also would like to acknowledge with thanks and with gratitude all of the unceded and traditional territories where our members live, work, learn, and play. Welcome to the 2021 BC Nursing Awards of Excellence, hosted virtually for the second year in a row. My name is Sherry Kensel. I am the board chair of the Association of Nurses and Nurse Practitioners of BC. I'd like to introduce my co-MC for the night, Michael Sander, our executive director and a proud registered nurse.
Thank you, Sherry. Hello and welcome. As Sherry mentioned, this is our second virtual ceremony. Last year, we moved to an online platform due to COVID-19 protocols. And while we hope to have things in person this year, the time involved in booking and planning, coupled with uncertainty about gatherings and group sizes, has meant a second virtual ceremony. Of course, we have all adjusted for COVID-19, and this is a minor adjustment in the grand scheme of what nurses have seen and faced over the last 22 months. Tonight, we take the opportunity to both celebrate and thank our winners, as well as all of BC's hardworking and dedicated nurses. We also have some fun surprises, lovely music, and our awards presentation all to come. Sherry, back to you.
Thank you, Michael. As we get started tonight, allow me to welcome our board and council leadership who are all watching tonight. You will find a full list of our board and council members in the program on our website. I'd also like to acknowledge our awards committee who have worked hard to get us here and offer thanks for their work in reviewing all of the submissions for tonight's awards. The awards committee was chaired by Dr. Sally Thorne, and members included Lori Campbell, Nita Nagra, Parveen Sangha, Jag Tak, and myself. I offer my thanks to the entire board of directors, all of whom are volunteers and spend a great deal of time in service to the profession. Thank you for your dedication and your hard work. We also have a long list of counselors representing each nursing designation. I want to acknowledge your work this year and your commitment to ensuring that BC nurses of all designations are well represented in the organization. As board and council members, you worked long and hard through many weekends and evenings in order to continue to grow NNPBC, and for that we are very grateful and appreciative. At this time, I'd like to read a letter from Honourable John Horgan, Premier of British Columbia. As Premier of the Province of British Columbia, I extend my warmest greetings to everyone participating in the 4th Annual Nursing Awards of Excellence. Working in healthcare can be high stress at the best of times, and serving on the front lines of the pandemic has only increased that strain. The hours are long, demands can be significant, and I know you have all sacrificed time with your loved ones to provide care for your fellow British Columbians. Your strength and compassion have helped us weather this storm, and it is thanks to people like you that our province remains such a wonderful place to call home. I would like to express my sincere appreciation to each one of you. Nurses and nurse practitioners have a well-earned reputation for compassionate care, and the incredible work that you do is vital to ensuring the health and well-being of people across our province. Nursing is a wide-ranging field spanning 4 designations and a multitude of skills, but the unifying thread is a passion for using your expertise to help others. Thank you for being an inspiration each and every day. Congratulations to the outstanding award recipients being recognized this year. Please accept my best wishes for an inspiring and memorable ceremony. Thank you, Premier Horgan, for that warm and meaningful welcome. Over the past couple of years, acknowledgements like this have helped us continue doing what we do. Please know that all of BC nurses wish you well, and we know you will be in the care of exceptional nurses throughout your own health journey. Now it's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Bonnie Henry, Provincial Health Officer.
Hello to BC nurses. I'm Dr. Bonnie Henry, BC's Provincial Health Officer. It is my honor and pleasure to be part of Nurses and Nurse Practitioners Awards of Excellence tonight. Let me begin by congratulating all of the nominees and award winners. Nurses are the backbone of our healthcare system, and I don't need to say that to you. I am so grateful for all that you have done throughout the COVID-19 pandemic and for all that you do caring for people, caring for those who have been extremely ill with this virus, as well as everybody else who needs care in our health system. That is what makes nurses such an integral part of healthcare. Whether you are an RN, LPN, nurse practitioner, or psychiatric nurse, whether you're at one of our vaccine clinics, in our communities, or in our hospitals, you are there for patients and are making a difference. Thank you. Thank you for your work, your commitment to excellence in care. Congratulations and enjoy tonight's celebration.
Thank you so much, Dr. Henry. We are extremely grateful for your leadership and steadfast commitment to public health. We know it has not been easy, but your thoughtful and measured approach to public health has been an example of true leadership. Next, I'm pleased to introduce Natasha Prodenbala, Chief Nurse Advisor to the Ministry of Health.
Good evening, nurses and nurse practitioners of British Columbia. I am coming to you today from the unceded territories of the Musqueam, the Squamish, and the Tsleil-Waututh. My name is Natasha Prodenbala. I'm the Chief Nurse Advisor to the Ministry of Health in BC, and it is my pleasure on behalf of the Ministry of Health to welcome you to the NNPBC Nursing and Nurse Practitioners Awards this evening. I always look forward to this evening every year because I think it's such an exciting way to hear about all of the great work that's happening across the province in terms of nursing practice and all of the amazing things that nurses do every day for patients. So I hope that you sit back and enjoy the festivities and are also connecting with colleagues, which is so very important. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Natasha, for that welcome and for your commitment and work on behalf of all nurses in the province. And finally, it's my absolute pleasure to introduce Tim Guest, President of the Canadian Nurses Association, who will bring you greetings from our CNA colleagues.
Good evening. It's an honor to be able to provide virtual greetings to you all today. My name is Tim Guest, and I'm the President of the Canadian Nurses Association, and so very pleased to be with you. I'd like to begin by acknowledging that I am speaking to you from Mi'kma'ki, the unceded and ancestral territory of the Mi'kmaq in Halifax, Nova Scotia. I want to also acknowledge the unceded and ancestral territories of the many Indigenous nations across British Columbia. We at CNA are thankful that we are able to live together in peace and friendship and in collaboration in this beautiful place. I make these land acknowledgements with the recognition that action toward real change must come with them. CNA and many of us as individuals that have settler backgrounds are on a journey of awareness, learning the harsh and devastating truths and lived experiences of Indigenous peoples past and present. We at CNA have doubled down our efforts to confront these truths, nursing's role, and the systemic racism that continues to be embedded in nursing and healthcare. Thank you to NNPBC for providing me the opportunity to bring congratulatory remarks on behalf of CNA. While I wish I were able to be there to gather with you in person to celebrate, like we would have in pre-COVID times, I am grateful that we still have found ways to come together and celebrate all that you've accomplished. I know that in the past 2 years, things have not been easy on any of you. You have been challenged as individuals and as a collective, shouldering the enormous burden of the pandemic and caring for our country's most vulnerable, often at the expense of caring adequately for yourselves. Despite these challenging times, I still believe it is important to find reasons for celebration and reflection. Nurses have been in the spotlight more over the past 2 years than I ever can recall. We are showing governments and the public the value we bring to the Canadian health system, and it is being recognized. I have never been prouder to say that I am a nurse. Tonight, we celebrate the hard-working nurses who are recipients of NNPBC's 2021 Nursing Awards of Excellence. I am so pleased to be given the opportunity to offer my sincere congratulations to these extremely talented LPNs, NPs, RNs, and RPNs who are being honored. Your outstanding achievements, hard work, and dedication have made a difference in the lives of people living in British Columbia and in the British Columbia health system. On behalf of everyone at CNA, we are so proud to be your colleagues and of your accomplishments. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Tim, so much for that. We value our connection with CNA deeply, and we're extremely grateful for your ongoing partnership and collaboration. Next, I'll hand over to Michael.
Thank you to everyone for your welcome messages tonight. As a small bit of housekeeping, please note that you can find a full program for tonight's awards on our website's homepage located in the events box. Just go to nnpbc.com. Now, it is my pleasure to honor a few of our special guests joining us here tonight. First, our award winners, the guests of honor. Without you, we would not be here. Welcome and congratulations to each one of you. As well, I would like to acknowledge the families, colleagues, and friends of our recipients. We know you have supported and encouraged these exemplary nurses, and we get to recognize here tonight, and we are privileged to be sharing in your joy and happiness. Next, there are partners, colleagues, and healthcare leaders that I would like to acknowledge and thank for your support of nursing. Many of the provincial chief nursing officers, directors, and deans of BC's nursing schools are present here. Thank you for lending your support to these nurses. We also welcome and thank our friends from government and leaders from the BC College of Nurses and Midwives, the Canadian Nurses Association, the Canadian Nurses Protective Society, the Midwives Association of BC, associations and regulators from the Yukon, Nunavut, Northwest Territories, Manitoba, and Alberta, as well as leadership from the BC History of Nursing Society. I wish we had time to name each and every one of the guests here tonight. However, we don't have that type of fantastic escalating music cue that the Grammys get, so please take a moment to find the full list of acknowledgements within the program. The awards we will give out tonight recognize excellence in nursing practice, including rising stars in the profession, education, advocacy, administration, innovation, research, leadership, and of course the lifetime achievement across all 4 designations. We also have the opportunity to thank all of BC's nurses for your ongoing and tireless dedication to providing high quality patient care. 2020 was hard, and as it turns out, so was 2021. Nurses have lived with uncertainty, worked in unimaginably challenging circumstances, often without enough support, to the point of and past exhaustion, through multiple waves of COVID-19. In addition to the pandemic, nurses have also grappled with an increasingly dire overdose crisis. Climate change has also been seen across the province with devastating and deadly fires in the summer, followed by flooding, mudslides, and transportation infrastructure disruptions in the fall. And yet, in the true spirit of our fantastic profession, you have persevered and have continued to provide exemplary care for all British Columbians in the face of enormous adversity. When people are in need, nurses are there. I have seen the message boards where nurses have shared that they have a room available for anyone who needed it. And I've read the stories of an off-duty nurse who jumped into action to save lives while risking her own. While I am always proud of our profession, it is these types of gestures that demonstrate the best of who we are as nurses and people, and that humbles me. So on behalf of NNPBC, we are grateful to you and all that you do. In spite of this gratitude, I am pleased to introduce Thatcher Demko, goalie of the Vancouver Canucks.
Thank you to all the frontline workers. You guys are true superheroes.
Thank you to the Vancouver Canucks for their support of BC nurses. I'm really excited to say that in a gesture of appreciation for nurses, free tickets have been offered to several games. The photos displayed were from a few games earlier this fall, where NNPBC was delighted to take on the opportunity to send nurses out to enjoy a Canucks game with friends and family. Stay tuned for more opportunities coming up. We will let our members know when they arise.
Thank you, Michael, and thank you to the Vancouver Canucks for your support of BC Nursing. Before we get into the awards for this evening, we would like to take a few minutes to pay tribute to 6 exceptional nurses who have passed away and who will be added to our nursing memorial book. These nurses were our mentors, our teachers, colleagues, cherished friends, and family. You can view their full bios in the program, and they'll be posted to our memorial book. Each of these nurses not only enriched the profession, but the lives of those who knew them. We recognize them tonight, and we also thank the BC History of Nursing Society for their work in ensuring their legacies remain. Carol May Acton. Carol served as the first patient services manager for the Acute Care for Elders unit at Vancouver General Hospital, a position that remains at VGH today. This work serves as a model for elder care in Canada, around the world, and is a tribute to Carol's nursing contribution. Her kindness and generosity was widely shared, and her legacy to St. Andrew's, Wesley United Church, UBC School of Nursing, and the Registered Nurses Foundation of BC remains today. Jessie Mantle. Jessie was a clinical nurse specialist and served as a member at large for the Canadian Nurses Association Board of Directors in 1987. At the University of Victoria, Jessie developed one of the distance learning programs for the School of Nursing and established courses in gerontological nursing. Over a 40-year nursing career, Jessie Mantle championed high standards for nursing practice, research, education, and mentorship. Judy Mogan. At the University of British Columbia School of Nursing faculty, Judy launched a nursing education research program as well as a scholarship program within the fields of infant care and public health. One of Judy's most notable contributions to nursing academia is the development of instruments to improve teaching effectiveness, which are still widely cited across nursing literature today. Tracy Truant. Tracy played a leading role in the development of cancer nursing in British Columbia, Canada, and internationally over her impressive career. She was instrumental in the establishment of national practice guidelines and promoted models of care designed to support the experience of cancer patients and their families in the most safe, equitable, and compassionate manner possible. Anne Elizabeth Williams. Anne led a successful career in public health nursing in Toronto, Ontario, before returning to Vancouver, where she joined the North Shore Union Board of Health and remained there until her retirement as the Director of Nursing in 1989. Anne was instrumental in starting the parent-infant program for postpartum mothers and their infants. This program is still in operation today across Vancouver coastal region. Marilyn Dawn Willman. Marilyn was the director of the UBC School of Nursing from 1977 till 1993. She pioneered many innovations for the UBC School of Nursing, including the integration of the faculty and students of the Vancouver General Hospital School of Nursing into a collaborative program with UBC, a nursing outreach program, the establishment of a Nursing Honor Society, which became the Xi Eta chapter of Sigma Theta Tau International, and she launched Canada's second PhD program in nursing at UBC. We offer our sincere appreciation to each of these incredible nurses for their contributions to nursing in BC. Next, I'd like to introduce from the Sarah McLachlan School of Music, Tyson Venegas and Nirvani Bandy for a special performance.
We'd like to dedicate this performance to all the nurses and nurse practitioners in BC. Thank you for everything that you do.
I know that I've made mistakes, but you told me it's okay. I'll do the same for you. You told me not to change, but change the world. You turned my heart to love from her. When I am down, I can always count on you. And I may sound like a fool, don't know what I'd do if I didn't have you. You never give up on me, I'll never give up on you. No matter what we go through, we'll always be me and you. Yeah, we'll ride the lows and highs, we'll find the silver line. You never give up on me, I'll never give up on you.
If it does, I'll take the pain away. And when you need somebody there for you, to lift you up like fireflies and light you with the better times. And if you can't find the sunshine, I will be the sun for you. You never give up on me, I'll never give up on you. No matter what we go through, we'll always be me and you. Yeah, we'll ride the lows and highs, we'll find the silver line. You never give up on me, I'll never give up on you. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I'll never give up. I'll never give up. I'll never give up. And I may sound like a fool, don't know what I'd do if I didn't have you. You never give up on me, I'll never give up on you. No matter what we go through, we'll always be me and you. Yeah, we'll ride the lows and highs, we'll find the silver line. Oh, you never give up on me, never give up on you.
Thank you to the Sarah McLachlan School of Music for that beautiful piece of music, and to the students Tyson and Nirvana. Also, a special shout out to Tyson, who's the composer on that piece. To learn more about the Sarah McLachlan School of Music, please view the awards program found on our website for a complete description of the fantastic work that they do. And now it's time to get to the fun of handing out the Nursing Awards of Excellence for our 2021 recipients. Please watch the slideshow as I tell you about our winners. You'll see photos and some words that they have chosen to share with us. We begin with the Excellence in Nursing Administration category. This award recognizes the skills necessary to inform the vision for nursing in an organization while also exhibiting excellent communication, organizational, and leadership skills. Tonight we have one recipient in this category, Christina Chant. Christina is the Director of Education and Clinical Activities for the BC Centre on Substance Use. She is a transformative leader who is dedicated to furthering nursing practice and visibility at decision-making tables. By providing clear guidance among rapidly changing information throughout the pandemic, Christina solidified herself as a strong nursing leader in our community. During the pandemic, Christina wrote a piece for the Canadian Journal of Nursing Leadership on the impacts of burnout on nurses, with actionable ways to better support nurses' mental health in the workplace. She's taken these recommendations to health authority leadership and continues to advocate for changes. Christina also demonstrates a strong commitment to staff development and a mantra that we are always learning. Despite being in a busy role, she makes a point of prioritizing one-to-one meetings with staff who are interested in developing their nursing leadership skills. She has also taken on 3 preceptorship students over the past year and continues to mentor many newer nurses. In doing so, she makes nursing leadership approachable and accessible to frontline nurses. Christina has been active in setting a strategic plan for the primary care program that is centered on providing high-quality care to marginalized individuals while supporting nursing and interdisciplinary staff in their professional development and personal wellness. Christina has been active in the implementation of episodic overdose prevention services in clinics where clients are disproportionately impacted by overdose and the toxic drug supply. Her work and dedication to service is an inspiration to all who have the opportunity to work with and to learn from Christina. Congratulations, Christina. Now the Excellence in Advancing Nursing Knowledge and Research category. This award is presented to nurses who demonstrate excellence in nursing research. Tonight we are delighted to have 4 recipients in this category. First we have Davina Banner. Davina is a cardiovascular and rural health researcher, educator, and palliative care nurse, and currently works as an associate professor in the School of Nursing at the University of Northern British Columbia. At UNBC, she leads an interdisciplinary program of research exploring cardiovascular care, patient and provider experiences, and rural health service delivery. She has published and presented nationally and internationally and has special interest in integrated knowledge translation and patient-oriented research. Davina is passionate about nursing research and highly skilled at building and supporting interdisciplinary and inclusive research teams. She has led and participated in a range of qualitative and quantitative studies that contribute to methodological scholarship and the advancement of nursing practice. As an educator, Davina has supported nursing students in understanding theory and clinical practice and laboratory environments, and brings a strong evidence focus to both her teaching and her clinical practice. She is also committed to mentorship, having supervised over 50 graduate students to date. With her focus on research and her acute care clinical expertise, she has contributed to and led courses in research at both the undergraduate and graduate level. In addition, Davina is chair of both the UNBC Nursing Scholarship Committee and the UNBC Research Ethics Board. Feedback from students consistently indicates their appreciation of Davina's ability to integrate dynamic and engaging learning strategies into courses while promoting professional excellence. In clinical courses, Davina draws upon her extensive clinical background as a critical care and hospice nurse to ensure real-world application and understanding of course material. She also regularly includes patient and practice partners and colleagues in the creation and delivery of her courses so that they can remain evidence-based and reflect the true realities of nursing practice and clinical environments. Congratulations, Davina. Next is Farah Naz, or Naz Hevea. Naz has been an assistant professor at the University of British Columbia School of Nursing since 2018. She has a passion for research, especially research methods and designs, and teaches research methods at different program levels, as well as mentors master's and PhD students. Naz is well respected as a health systems researcher who conducts method studies of significant relevance to the nursing profession and our public health care system. She has been studying nurses' psychological health and well-being, as well as violence against nurses in the workplace. She has given numerous TV and radio interviews, while also sharing her research widely through international and national conferences and peer-reviewed publications in high-impact journals, such as the International Journal of Nursing Studies. NAS holds highly competitive grants from the national research funding body, the Canadian Institute for Health Research, and most recently, she received a 5-year New Research Scholar Award through the Michael Smith Health Research Foundation. A key aspect of NAS's research is her ability to work effective across healthcare sectors and to collaborate with diverse stakeholders. She is well known for her work in patient-oriented research and integrated knowledge translation. One of her recent grants on patient engagement is investigating the perspectives of residents and families in long care settings during COVID-19. In doing this work, she is giving a voice to one of our most vulnerable populations. NAS's research is rigorous, thoughtful, inclusive, and applicable to complex real-world issues. Congratulations, NAS. Then we have Fuchsia Howard. Fuchsia has been a registered nurse for 22 years and is an associate professor at the University of British Columbia School of Nursing. Fuchsia's research examines the health service needs of high-risk survivors of acute life-threatening illness, specifically critical illness and cancer. Fuchsia promotes socially responsive scholarship, generating evidence of survivor perspectives and priorities, which are vital for enhancing the accessibility and quality of health services. She leads clinically integrated, multidisciplinary, and patient-oriented research. She partners with healthcare providers, administrators, and patients to conduct qualitative and mixed methods analysis. Her research program includes an integrative knowledge translation thread with patients and incorporates innovating and engaging ways of creating and sharing information to empower patients through electronic health or e-health interventions. The overarching aim of Fuchsia's research is to generate a patient and family body of evidence of their health and disability challenges. This evidence serves as a foundation for designing and evaluating patient-centered healthcare, which addresses the complications of critical illness survivorship, as well as the long-term burden of illness. To date, Fuchsia has published over 58 peer-reviewed journals and has secured over $3 million in competitive research funding as a nominated principal investigator and co-investigator. In 2020, she was elected a 5-year Michael Smith Foundation of Health Research Scholar Award for her work on critical illness survivorship, evidence to design patient-centered interventions. Fuchsia's work has consistently demonstrated a commitment to improving health services through research that engages with patients to understand their experiences, perspectives, and needs. Indeed, all of her research projects have involved patient partners, and she is highly regarded for her ability to generate patient perspective evidence to inform health service and knowledge translation efforts. The depth of her research has established her as a respected leader and an expert in patient-oriented research in BC, Canada, and internationally. Congratulations, Fuchsia. Last, but not least in this category, we have Bernadette, or Bernie, Polly. Bernie is a force for change with an unwavering commitment to health equity and social justice. As a nursing scholar, she is dedicated to advancing nursing knowledge and research to improve the lives of people affected by health inequities and to improve equity in health systems. Bernie works in partnership with people who use substances and those experiencing homelessness and structural disadvantages. Because of these partnerships, her research yields unique findings that highlight gaps and unintended consequences and include recommendations for policy and practice. Her studies on cultural safety have been credited with the changing local hospital and regional health authority policies on harm reduction. Her research on managed alcohol programs has generated new knowledge for developing programs for people with severe alcohol use disorders and homelessness, as well as raising the profile of alcohol harm reduction nationally and internationally. Bernie is regularly consulted on a wide range of harm reduction issues and is extremely skilled in timely and relevant knowledge translation. After 20 years of involvement in the drug user movement in Canada, Bernie is a well-known advocate and research partner. When the public health overdose emergency was declared in 2016, she immediately worked with community partners to generate new knowledge of evidence-based solutions related to overdose prevention, interventions to support frontline experiential workers, and evaluations of provincial interventions to introduce prescribed safer supply. Bernie's research continues to inform responses to the dual declared public emergencies of COVID-19 and the overdose crisis, as well as the undeclared emergency related to poverty and homelessness. Congratulations, Bernie.
Congratulations again to Davina, Fuchsia, Naz, and Bernie. We'll pause here for a few minutes and introduce another special guest who is well known for getting people up and moving. We had the pleasure of having this guest last year, and when he heard we were having a ceremony this year, he jumped, or perhaps better to say danced, at the chance to provide a special video for us all. I am excited to introduce to you Gurdeep Pandahar, Bhangra dancer and now YouTuber from the Yukon.
Hello everyone, this is Gurdeep Pandahar speaking from the Yukon. Today on your great evening of Nursing Excellence Awards being organized by nurses and nurse practitioners of BC, I'm saying my congratulations. You're awesome, you rock. Thank you so much for saving so many lives this year. Thank you so much for working so hard. Thank you to your families. Thank you so much for taking care of our people. Thank you so much for taking care of our communities. So today, especially for you, I'm going to do this Bhangra dance for you to bring smile to your hearts. Please join with me. Let's dance Bhangra together. It's quite a workout. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, nurses and nurse practitioners of BC. You rock!
Thank you, Gurdeep. That was so much fun. You do inspire joy, and while I'm not able to see them, I know for sure that my children are dancing right now. So quick shout out to Elodie, Georgia, and Jacob. Next, we have the Excellence in Nursing Advocacy Award. For a professional association, this award is near and dear to our hearts, and without a doubt, this recipient is very dear to us. The Excellence in Nursing Advocacy Award is presented tonight to a nurse who has made outstanding efforts in advocating for health benefits to a specific group or in advocating for health system change. Tonight, we are pleased to present this award to Patricia, or Trish, Debrinick Pennick. Trish began her career in Calgary, Alberta, working in the areas of mental health and substance use. Her diverse experience includes direct patient care in inpatient acute mental health, outreach nursing services, harm reduction, and leadership roles including education and program development. In 2017, Trish moved to Vancouver in an effort to seek new opportunities that aligned more closely with her nursing values of relational practice, harm reduction, person-centered care, destigmatization, and strength-based care. Her career in BC began as a clinical resource nurse in the innovative mental health and substance use inpatient program for adolescents. In that role, she provided leadership, mentorship, and guidance to many clinical staff new to the inpatient setting, advocating for clinicians to learn more about harm reduction and person-centered care. She also advocated for the youth and families being served by the program to have access to compassionate, inclusive, and culturally competent care. Trish then moved to the community health setting, working at the Crosstown Clinic and the Downtown Community Health Clinic, both located in downtown Vancouver. In her role as a community health nurse, she mentored numerous nurses in harm reduction nursing and actively advocated for clients in her care to receive destigmatizing, person-centered care. Trish was also instrumental in the 2017 formation of the Harm Reduction Nurses Association, the Canadian Nurses Association recognized specialty association developed to be the national voice in harm reduction nursing. She served on the board as the Western representative until June of 2021, providing numerous education sessions, participating in policy development and advocacy initiatives that built on and strengthened the harm reduction within nursing practice and the system. Congratulations, Trish. I'd like to move on to the Excellence in Nursing Education Award given to nurses who exemplify excellence in either clinical or the classroom setting. There are 4 nurse leaders who have received awards in this category this year. Elizabeth Bailey is an assistant professor of teaching at the University of British Columbia School of Nursing. While working in the United States, Elizabeth practiced as a board-certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner with over a decade of clinical experience and a particular interest in the treatment of anxiety, depression, and post-traumatic stress disorder. In addition to her nursing background, she is also a registered clinical counselor. Along with her work in mental health, Elizabeth has practiced pediatric nursing in acute, primary care, and long-term care rehabilitative settings. Elizabeth's teaching is grounded in a few core beliefs. She believes that excellent teaching and learning happen when teachers and students feel part of a connected community and are mutually invested in knowledge exchange. Being connected to their teachers and to one another sets the stage for students to dig deeper, take intellectual risks, and support one another's learning. Genuinely inviting questions and student contributions during class and creating opportunities for peer-to-peer connections through small group work and large group work reflective assignments are a few of the ways that she builds rapport and connection in her classes. Because Elizabeth believes deep learning and a spirit of inquiry are enhanced by open, authentic communication, she strives to bring her whole self into the classroom. She communicates enthusiasm for nursing by sharing clinical experiences, role modeling, curiosity, and bringing a sense of humor whenever possible. Elizabeth also believes that active learning strategies support higher level engagement with course content and meaningful application of theoretical knowledge into the clinical context. She uses numerous active learning strategies, including case-based learning, interactive polling and questions, mind mapping, and role-playing. Elizabeth is also keenly interested in exploring the use of contemplative practices such as meditation to support compassionate nursing practice and education. For these and many other reasons, Elizabeth is regarded as a skilled and dynamic educator by those who have worked with her. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Next, we move on to Monica Mittenbrook, who is a clinical nurse educator with Fraser Health Population and Public Health. She has practiced as a public health nurse since graduating from the University of British Columbia School of Nursing in 1997. She obtained her Master's of Education in 2000 from Simon Fraser University. For over 2 decades, she has provided education in a variety of community and professional settings such as pregnancy outreach programs, parent and taught classes, and in-school classrooms. As a CNE, Monica has developed and coordinated numerous education programs and initiatives, such as the new Public Health Nurse Redesign, Paris Electronic Documentation Implementation, and COVID-19 case and contact management processes. In Monica's current role with Fraser Health, COVID-19 case and contract management team, she applies knowledge from her graduate work, including integrating mentoring networks to support larger scale staff education. Monica also drew upon experience in curriculum development and relational practice to develop and implement an education program for an interdisciplinary team of COVID-19 contact tracing aides and case investigators. She was responsible for implementing an education program that remained current and flexible to meet the needs of large-scale staff onboarding and address demands for timely follow-up for hundreds of cases and contacts over the course of the COVID-19 pandemic. Through innovative programming, staff capacity was increased to quickly adjust to sharp increases in case counts. The Mentorship Network framework has achieved targets for large-scale staff orientation and ongoing education over the past 10 months. This approach encouraged staff to develop a strong sense of identity by belonging to a team where learning is a shared outcome. Monica strongly believes that supporting and collaborating with each other through the sharing of ideas and experiences establishes engaging, respectful, and sustainable learning. Colleagues note that Monica takes on all tasks with a can-do approach and consistently establishes a stimulating, engaging, and motivating learning environment. Congratulations, Monica. Up next is Frances Tenorio. Frances came to St. Paul's Hospital Emergency Department in 2015 from the Royal Alexander in Edmonton. Following a brief hiatus to work as a clinical analyst with the Cerner project, he rejoined the St. Paul's Hospital Emergency Department in 2018 as a clinical nurse educator, with Cerner experience as part of his skill set. Frances completed a Bachelor of Science with distinction from the University of Alberta in 2008, followed by a Bachelor of Science in Nursing with distinction from the University of Alberta in 2010. He then completed his Master's in Health Education from McMaster University in 2020 and obtained his Emergency Nurse Association certification in 2021. Frances is a dedicated educator, providing resources, online support, orientation, and education across multiple platforms to all nurses and allied staff in the emergency department. He is a tremendous communicator and always closes the loop to ensure understanding. He describes processes and procedures in a calm, meaningful, and understandable way, and is well liked and respected by his colleagues. With progressive education practices and a holistic approach that focuses on individual needs, Frances puts strong emphasis on problem solving and critical thinking, group work, and collaboration. He is aware of the skills nurses need to develop for future practice, ensuring they have a solid foundation to build upon. Being digitally proficient, Frances integrates C&E digital tech such as infographics, blogs, and videos that he has composed into his teachings. Frances's accomplishments are many. He is a talented pianist, long-distance runner, and has a deep interest in technology and travel. Frances continues to teach piano and has taught English abroad. His team members note that having Frances as part of the education leadership team has been invaluable and call him a fantastic role model and asset to the St. Paul's Emergency Department. Congratulations, Frances. And finally, in this category, we have Christine Upright. Christine is an engaging and effective educator with 28 years of demonstrated excellence in nursing innovative approaches to nursing education in acute and community settings, virtual, lab, on-site, and classroom-based teaching. As an assistant teaching professor and innovative practice lead at the University of Victoria School of Nursing, her teaching philosophy is informed by diverse perspectives and values. Her core values of collaborating with students based on their unique learning styles and goals, listening and responding respectfully, mutual inquiry, supporting student capacity, and honoring resilience all guide her practice and approach. Within a collaborative constructivist approach, Christine applies a relational inquiry process of teaching and learning. Creativity in teaching is enhanced by her experience as a professional actor. She has authored and co-authored in-person and virtual simulation-based praxis seminars, learning and practice activities, as well as education guides. Christine has also co-created innovations such as the development of practice education model in virtual practice settings during the COVID-19 pandemic and seminars for educators and students on responding to Indigenous-specific racism. Christine facilitates and co-facilitates educator workshops to support professional development, collaboration, and leadership. As course coordinator, she mentors new educators, and her scholarship of teaching is reflected in collaborations with students, faculty, college partners, and practice partners. She also works closely with the Center of Interprofessional Clinical Simulation and Learning to develop engaging and motivating learning and practice activities. Always engaging in ongoing education, Christine has completed courses and obtained certifications in areas such as peer review and simulation. Her membership on various committees is focused on curriculum development and the leadership of teaching. Peer reviews and student feedback have acknowledged her strengths as an educator. Congratulations, Christine. Before we continue with more awards, I'd like to take a few minutes to introduce a musical piece provided to us by the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra. So please welcome Angela Elster, President and CEO of the VSO.
Hi, My name is Angela Elster, and I'm the President and CEO of the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra and the VSO School of Music. I'm here today to say thank you, to send our gratitude to all of the nurses in British Columbia. You have been wonderful throughout the pandemic and beyond. Here's a message of hope and love and joy and magic, which is what we're offering you and hoping for you this holiday season. This is Dan Mangan's version of All You Need Is Love, the famous Beatles tune, played by the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra and frontline workers of British Columbia. Thank you, nurses. We are so grateful.
Wow, what a beautiful way to thank BC nurses. Thank you, Angela, and the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra for your beautiful rendition of All You Need Is Love by the Beatles, Lennon, and McCartney specifically. Thank you also for inviting nurses to your events over the past year. Next, we will move on to the Excellence in Nursing Leadership Award. This award is being awarded to 2 nurses who have demonstrated exceptional leadership skills throughout their careers. These nurses inspire those they work with and are change makers across the system. First, we have Andrea Walker. Andrea serves as the Director of Professional Practice for Nursing and Allied Health for the Richmond Community of Care with Vancouver Coastal Health. As a member of the senior leadership team, she's responsible for clinical practice leadership, care model reviews, scope of practice optimizations, implementation of best practices, medication safety, resource development, and clinical performance management for nursing and allied health professionals for acute, community, and long-term care. Andrea graduated as a registered nurse in 2003 and completed her Master of Science in Nursing in 2006, both from the University of British Columbia. She has progressively taken on new leadership roles and responsibilities throughout her career. She has presented at many conferences and published in the Canadian Journal of Nursing Leadership and the Canadian Nurse. Andrea has completed her Lean Green Belt, the Experience Links Leadership Program, as well as the BC Safety Quality Academy, and is currently enrolled in an Indigenous Canada course. Some of her recent accomplishments include implementation of licensed practical nurses into the peri-operative setting, the development of an in-house CPR strategy, the creation of an educator reporting model into professional practice, scope optimizations to include LPNs administering IV medications and inserting peripheral IVs, the development of a bursary program to support advanced education for staff, care model reviews that resulted in approved increases in full-time equivalents or nursing positions, and the implementation of COVID-19 related practice changes, including personal protective equipment changes, emergency response protocols, COVID-19 screening and testing practices, as well as vaccination safety standards. Andrea is a passionate, results-driven leader who strives to promote excellence in care through effective and collaborative engagement with staff, physicians, and patients. She has proven competence in the implementation of practice changes and new care delivery models across multiple sites and care sectors in complex healthcare environments. Congratulations, Andrea. Next, we have Patty Yoon. Patty demonstrates exceptional leadership, epitomizing the vision, mission, and values of Providence Healthcare. She has served as Providence Healthcare's families for over 31 years, starting with the switchboard and becoming a nurse in 1994. Currently, she serves in a leadership role as Director, Emergency Operations Center, Pandemic Response. During Providence Healthcare's first long-term care COVID-19 outbreak, Patty joined the Emergency Operations Center and quickly stemmed further outbreaks by developing an early intervention program that included rapidly deploying pandemic response teams. This was highly effective, and for over a year, there were no residents who tested positive for COVID-19 in any Providence Healthcare home. This program also mitigated outbreaks and improved surveillance across the organization. This approach was trusted by medical health officers, adopted by Vancouver Coastal Health, and shared with Island Health. This work greatly improved effective internal collaboration with infection prevention and control, operations, and practice. Patty is a highly effective nurse, mentor, leader, teacher, collaborator, and facilitator, and is focused on continuing quality improvement. Most importantly, Patty is a patient and family advocate and consistently seeks to improve the nursing profession. Recently, she presented her mental health work to the Institute for Patient and Family-Centered Care. Patty volunteers her own time to lead the Patient Advisory Group for Eating Disorders program and spends many hours attending and speaking about family-focused care. She is able to understand complex systems, including the political landscape, allowing her to be her best and to encourage the same in others. One of Patty's greatest assets is her continued drive for excellence for herself, others, and the organization. Congratulations, Patty. Innovation in nursing. And now the award for an individual who has demonstrated that nursing is not only about advocacy and leadership, but demonstrates the ways in which nurses are often on the leading edge of innovation and change. Cindy Hansen is an accomplished clinician with 12 years of experience in multiple clinical areas. She is passionate about quality improvement and making changes to improve the safety and quality of patient care, streamlining processes, reducing inefficiencies, and improving outcomes. Cindy excels at making long-lasting relationships with frontline staff, stakeholders, and most importantly, patients. Cindy's passion for quality improvement was particularly evident when she held the position of Emergency Clinician Lead for the Vancouver Coastal Health Team-Based Quality Improvement Initiative, which focused on projects in the emergency department that concentrate on enhancing safe patient care, removing barriers to create efficiency, and improving frontline staff and physician work satisfaction. With demonstrated exceptional leadership and innovation in nursing practice in her role as a team-based quality improvement lead in the emergency department, Cindy was part of a team that led a pilot project using a virtual interpreter to address our large patient population with language barriers who access the hospital. This quality improvement project was very well received by staff, physician, and patients. It led to enhanced efficiencies, such as no longer waiting for an in-person translator or seeking a staff member who could speak a specific language. And it led to improvements in care and staff satisfaction. The project was so successful, the virtual interpreter on wheels is now being implemented across Vancouver Coastal Health. For the past year and a half, Cindy has held the position of project manager, regional surgical program, quality leader, quality and patient safety at Richmond Hospital. Through this position, she has engaged stakeholders and planned, implemented, and evaluated numerous change initiatives. She has facilitated quality improvement initiatives across multiple departments within the surgery and perioperative programs, and always strives to bring an innovative approach to solving some of our most complex problems. Congratulations, Cindy. Innovation is a key attribute we will rely on even more in the future, specifically thinking of recent climate emergencies and how nurses have risen to the challenge. On November 17th, myself and our renal team assisted over 50 stranded dialysis patients in Chilliwack without access to dialysis. Our team contacted each patient to assess their safety and access to emergency supplies. I flew into Chilliwack to triage patients at the airport, determining who needed dialysis first, who could wait, and who required emergency care immediately. At the same time, reassuring patients and families that they were safe. An incredible crew of first responders helped our frail patients get into a helicopter safely. Not an easy task. Once patients were safe with access to dialysis, our teams found creative solutions to ensure they had what they needed while away from their home and caregivers. We even had a sleepover in our dialysis unit. As nurses, we navigate complex decisions for patients and clients all the time. And through critical thinking, we make judgment calls about who among the already compromised is the most vulnerable and what's the best way to help them holistically, no matter the circumstance. These calls to action are what I am most proud of when I think of nurses and nurse practitioners. We meet people where they are, whether in a harm reduction scenario, in an extreme heat wave, or for those without access to care. We can be innovative and at the same time provide safe, competent, ethical, and evidence-based care. We do so without judgment or bias. I am inspired by how effectively we answered the call. I'd like to send it over to Global BC and Colleen Christie, who wanted to recognize nurses this evening as well.
This is truly an honor for me. My mom was a nurse when she was young, something she was very proud of. And when I was her end-of-life caregiver, I realized there could be no more fulfilling profession than nursing. It deepened my appreciation for what you do, especially now. We are living through the most significant global health event in several generations. We've shut our borders, then reopened them, closed our front doors, stayed home from school and work, forgone seeing family, said final goodbyes via iPad. We've lost jobs, ended relationships, developed new ways of connecting, adapted to masks and mass immunization, and moved from one wave to the next asking, when will this end? In the midst of this challenge, like no other, we've also lived through a collective grace and many beautiful moments of humanity and empathy. In British Columbia, people have stayed home to keep each other safe. Essential workers have been celebrated with evening cheers, cavalcades around hospitals honking support, roadside signs, hand-delivered meals, and expressions of gratitude from strangers. We've also seen the vast majority of people in our province roll up their sleeves for the COVID-19 vaccine, protecting themselves, their communities, and those most vulnerable. The impact of COVID-19 on nurses and other healthcare and essential workers has been particularly significant. Nurses and other healthcare workers have stayed in their workplaces, caring for patients, providing immunizations, and leading the pandemic response. It's because of this dedication that we continue to be reminded of the critical role nurses play in the healthcare system. In spite of enormous challenges, the nurses of British Columbia have maintained an unwavering level of care and have put the health of the people of BC at the heart of what they do. On behalf of Global BC, I would like to congratulate the Outstanding Nursing Awards of Excellence recipients who have demonstrated leadership and an unwavering commitment to your first principle, to provide safe, competent, and ethical care. We express our gratitude and thanks to all nurses for your selfless and tireless dedication to service. We appreciate you deeply, and we say thank you. 2 little words that carry so much meaning. From the bottom of our hearts, thank you.
Thank you, Colleen and Global BC, for those lovely words. And thank you, Sherry, for sharing your experiences. We've said it a lot tonight, but the overwhelming feeling we have is one of gratitude and thanks to all nurses in BC. And no matter how many times we say it, it doesn't come close to how deeply we feel it. We'll now move on to a few more awards. We will now present to 4 nurses who are receiving the award for excellence in nursing practice in their respective designations. These nurses provide outstanding patient care, foster a culture of respect, advocate for those in their care, and influence positive change using evidence-based practice. First up is Sandy Cooper, RPN. Sandy is regarded by her peers and colleagues as a nurse with integrity who models professional practice with forward-thinking, patient-centered care. Sandy is an articulate communicator and has found a way to balance humor with need-to-know details. Over the last year, Sandy was seconded into the clinical practice educator role at the Royal Inland Hospital in February of 2021, and then took the role permanently in July of 2021. During this time, she has continued to advocate for patient care in an acute psychiatry setting, along with joining the leadership team on her unit to advocate for staff learning and safety. In the last year, she has created an accreditation-ready escape room, adapted the medical SBAR eye draw tools for acute psychiatry needs, and facilitates the general nursing orientation for all new hires at Royal Inland Hospital. In addition to regular huddles to convey important information to the team, Sandy has established a weekly consolidated email which reports out on other information and learning news. She has also been training to teach the Royal Inland Hospital Advancing Care Electronically, or ACE, in-class sessions, which prepares new hires to use the electronic medical records efficiently. As part of the ACE project, Sandy has created videos and cheat sheets and has provided hands-on learning to all unit staff to ensure that adult learning principles are met, so staff have access to learning methods that suit their needs. Sandy has also ensured that staff on 1 South at Royal Inland Hospital are supported with knowledge of the Mental Health Act. In order to facilitate this need, she created a PowerPoint with instructions for nurses and other providers to accurately manage Mental Health Act forms. Sandy regularly presents information about the Mental Health Act throughout the hospital during unit huddles and meetings, and is available to assist in real time when needed. Sandy is also an ally in reducing stigma and honoring diversity in our workplace. Congratulations, Sandy. Next, we have Jennifer Gill, LPN. Jennifer has worked in a variety of healthcare settings and is currently a nurse with Correctional Health Services, a division of the Provincial Health Services Authority. She graduated from nursing school in 2015 and shortly thereafter was hired into the general medicine at Surrey Memorial Hospital. She was then hired as a contractor within BC Healthcare Corrections before taking on her current position with Corrections under the BC Mental Health and Substance Use Services. In addition, Jennifer sits on the Joint Occupational Health and Safety Committee and serves as a violence prevention facilitator. First introduced to advocacy through the former Licensed Practical Nurses Professional Association, Jennifer utilized her learned advocacy skills as she furthered her career and advocated for patients. She is a committed and dedicated LPN leader who has spent her entire nursing career seeking positive change and working to ensure she does the absolute best for patients in her care. Jennifer is also a strong advocate for expanding LPN practice and demonstrating ways in which all LPNs can improve their work with clients, patients, and communities. She has a full understanding of the needs of those she serves, while also recognizing that her advocacy lens and experience benefits the needs of patients and clients. Jennifer is acutely aware that nursing is a political act, and that as a nurse, she has an opportunity to advocate for and speak on behalf of clients who may not always be given an opportunity to do so for themselves. Jennifer sat on the board for BC Coalition of Nursing Associations, the precursor organization to NNPBC. In addition, she was among the first LPN counselors to serve with NNPBC. Throughout all of her work, Jennifer's focus remains on providing the best possible care for patients. Understanding nursing as a holistic experience, Jennifer's broad experience and desire to challenge herself and advocate for positive changes in healthcare make her an exceptional nurse. Congratulations, Jennifer. And now, Tracy Leanne Gaust, NP. Tracy's level of clinical knowledge is collectively derived from her experience, exceptional work ethic, and commitment to excellence. Tracy's capacity for critical thinking and a broad systems-based approach to patient care and program development is evidenced in her daily work. In addition to her participation on various committees, Tracy has excellent communication skills and has built strong working relationships with multiple disciplines to improve patient care. She has been involved in a wide range of leadership activities, such as presenting lectures and supporting mentorship students. Tracy has an exceptional ability to identify an opportunity for improvement and act upon it, appropriately and effectively. For example, she has led an initiative to improve transfer of care from the cardiac intensive care unit to the ward for complex patients by recognizing the opportunity for improved care, creating a plan for addressing the gap, approaching appropriate contacts to facilitate change, and demonstrating continued follow-up of the improved process. Tracy's ability to facilitate this sort of change is evident daily in her work. Constantly providing exceptional patient care in a way that is innovative and true to advanced practice nursing, Tracy will routinely reach out to community practitioners to support transition of care following cardiac surgery, and is flexible in her clinical practice to address patients' individual needs using an evidence-based, holistic, and patient-centered approach. Tracy's positive feedback from patients and families is abundant and reflective of her above and beyond effort with every patient she provides care to. She has also demonstrated passionate and unwavering advocacy for the role of nurse practitioners as solutions to the complex healthcare systems issues. Congratulations, Tracy. And last but not least, we have Avinit. Avi practices in a diverse urban setting, including substance use, HIV care, women's health, sexual assault services, acute care, and primary care. She has taken on roles such as clinic nurse, outreach nurse, and in 2018 stepped into the role of clinical coordinator for Vancouver Detox, and more recently as clinical coordinator for Three Bridges Primary Community Care. Avi's dedication to marginalized populations and those entrenched in the dual public health emergencies of COVID-19 and the overdose crisis extends far beyond professional obligation. She inspires by leading with integrity, engages in learning and implementation of best practices in clinical care, and shows both commitment and kindness to vulnerable patients in urban and rural settings. She has worked across the continuum of care for vulnerable populations in primary care and harm reduction sites across Vancouver's downtown east side, in locations such as Insight, Three Bridges Primary Care, Women's Intensive Case Management, and the Downtown Community Health Centre. Avi's accomplishments include working with Vancouver Coastal Health Research Board to conduct a study which aims to modify and evaluate an evidence-based clinical tool to assess withdrawal risks of individuals with alcohol use disorder, also referred to as the PAUSE study. Additionally, she took the lead on implementing best practices in oral opioid agonist provincial quality initiative collaborative, also called BOOST, in Vancouver Detox. The BOOST team focused on ensuring clients in Vancouver Detox are connected to an opiate agonist treatment prescribers post-discharge. While at Vancouver Detox, Avi also developed, implemented, and evaluated an acuity and complexity tool to assess and implement safe workload criteria tailored for a withdrawal management setting. Congratulations, Avi. Now we are proud to acknowledge a rising star in nursing. We define rising stars as those who have graduated in the past 5 years and are already showing impressive leadership and advocacy skills. Caitlin Leahy is an outstanding example for other new nurses and is recognized among her peers as a leader, mentor, and an excellent nurse. With a passion for palliative care, Caitlin has an inquisitive mind and is always suggesting topics and courses other staff may be interested in. She identifies knowledge gaps she has observed on the unit and brings them forward to her colleagues, and patients can benefit from new learning and quality improvements. Colleagues look to Caitlin as a leader, and she is often called upon to orient new staff. She serves as a mentor to other staff and gives constructive feedback sensitively and directly. When issues do come up on the unit, Caitlin takes ownership of the problem and works with unit leaders to resolve them. Caitlin works hard to protect the personhood of those in her care and is committed to attending to suffering and distress calmly and with respect. She takes time to speak with patients and families when things are difficult, successfully gains their trust, and is often able to reach people whom others have been challenged to connect with. Projecting confidence and professionalism, Caitlin makes her patients feel well cared for and safe. She actively engages all staff in all staff meetings and education sessions and is currently participating in the Providence Healthcare Research Challenge and the working group planning for board impact, palliative care education. She truly is one to watch in nursing and is well on her way to establishing herself as a nurse leader. Congratulations, Caitlin.
Once again, congratulations to all of our winners thus far. And now we have our final award of the night, where we have one winner. This award, Lifetime Achievement, is presented to those who have demonstrated a lifetime of exceptional work and excellence throughout their nursing career. It is the highest level of achievement we present at these awards, which is why we save it for the last. It is my exceptional pleasure to present this award of Lifetime Achievement to Lucy Barney of the Tsilhqot'in Nation. Over the last 25 years, Lucy has made significant contributions to the nursing profession within her local nation, as well as provincially, nationally, and internationally. Her tireless efforts to promote Indigenous knowledge in nursing through mentoring healthcare professionals, supporting nursing students, and advocating for the development of culturally responsive and safe nursing education, research, and practice have been unparalleled. She is at the forefront of developing innovative and successful programming for and with Indigenous people, and works on strategies to assist existing programs and to develop new programs for Indigenous health that will enable Indigenous people to access culturally safe and trauma-informed care. To everything she does, Lucy brings enormous commitment, dedication, and creativity, centered by her own experiences as a First Nation woman, mother, and traditional dancer. Lucy is a model of strong, innovative leadership in the Indigenous community and has worked extensively with researchers, policymakers, and community members to facilitate mutual respect and integrate Indigenous knowledge and expertise in practice, research, teaching, and learning. Her impact as nursing practice has also left long-lasting influences on how organizations continue to redesign their programs and services. Her teaching approach is rooted in her lived experience, and she engages with students and colleagues in ways that nurture our minds, cultivates the spirit, and provides meaningful guidance to all. Congratulations, Lucy, with grateful thanks to you and for your service to the profession. On behalf of the board, councils, and staff of NNPBC, congratulations to each one of you, our 19 recipients of the 2021 NNPBC Nursing Awards of Excellence. We are so proud to call you our colleagues. Tonight, we have seen the best of the best in nursing, and it is my honor and privilege to be your colleague. I would also like to thank our staff who had worked tirelessly to make this event successful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As we sign off, I'd like to share with you a video montage that our staff made with the help of some school students in Burnaby and Surrey. I hope you'll stay with us to the end to watch it. Also note, a recording of this event will be posted on our website over the coming days. With that, I will leave you with this final presentation, and I thank you all for joining us for the 2021 NNPBC Nursing Awards of Excellence. Thank you.
I've got a smile on my face and I've got 4 walls around me. I've got the sun in the sky, all the water surround me. Oh, you know, yeah, I win now and sometimes I lose. I've been battered, but I never bruise. It's not so bad. And I say, wait, hey, hey, it's just an ordinary day. And it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. In this beautiful life, there's always some sorrow. And it's a double-edged knife, but there's always tomorrow. You know, it's up to you now if you sink or swim. Just keep the faith that your ship will come in. It's not so bad. And I say, wait, it's just an ordinary day. And it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say, I say, wait, it's just an ordinary day. And it's all your state of mind. At the end of the day, you just got to say it's alright. 'Cause it's alright, it's alright. 'Cause I've got a smile